Guys, welcome back to another video, and today we have What If Deku Had a Shiny Charizard Part 6. Anyways, before we start, don't forget to of course like, comment, and subscribe, and most importantly, hopefully you enjoy. And if you haven't seen it yet, why not go check out What If Naruto Had the Paddle by the movie. Okay, I probably should promote that in this video, but it was my first movie. Anyways, of course, let's get started, but first, play the intro.
Are we gonna play now? Ready for the show? I'm about to take down, you already know. Get the fuck out of my face now, yeah, you gotta go. Man, I'm on the chase now, leave me on my own. I got a chance to break now, here I fucking go. Take control of fate now, I control my flow. And I know that I'll be great, how putting on a show. I know that I'ma stay loud, drowning out the noise. The haters always thinking that they could fucking break me. They're better off eating their own words like pastries, hate me.
Starting things off, as in canon, Deku and Charizard were still headed to Night Eye's agency, with Mirio being tasked to introduce Deku to Night Eye. This introduction would go about the same as in canon. I played around with the new feature on my photo editor, that's why Deku's like that. Anyways, back to the story. As what was I talking about? Oh yeah, Deku and Night Eye's first meeting will go about as good as in canon, and so Deku and Night Eye still have their little fight. Although Deku would be able to use 20% this time, although I don't think that would change the whole thing of the fight. And the reason Charizard wouldn't be here because Night Eye would foresee that if Deku were to use Charizard, his office and actually more of the building would be damaged. So, no Charizard. But as in canon, Night Eye still gets his stamp of approval, and Deku is still allowed to do his work study at Night Eye's agency. Deku and Mirio still go out on patrol, where they do still meet Overhaul and Eri, and that encounter remain about the same. Uraraka, Kirishima, and Asui storylines will all play out the same. And so we basically skip to where new stuff will happen, which will be, of course, during the raid on the Overhaul. During the raid on the Chisaki compound. Yeah, we have a long skip into some canon. Mirio still fights Overhaul, although that remained the same. Deku, Aizawa, Charizard, and Night Eye was still journeying through Overhaul's place, trying to catch that one guy who manipulates everything, manipulate the entire area. They still encounter Togun twice, and that plays out about as in canon. Deku and Charizard and eventually Deku and Charizard would arrive to help and would fight, of course, Overhaul. As the two would initially work together, in the beginning would work together and would absolutely almost trounce Overhaul, but they would try to destroy his arms, which wouldn't be destroyed. And using these things, he would be able to use cause multiple, what do we call those? And cause multiple spikes to rise from the ground to keep them away from him. And also would prioritize on taking on Deku, since he's kind of the weaker link of the two. Which he would almost kill Deku with a attack from one of his giant hands. Luckily, Charizard would hit him from a blast from under, causing Overhaul to switch his attention to him and basically do one of his things again. I still don't know what to call it. And trap Charizard in his wings and basically every part of his body in spikes. Luckily, nothing to kill him. Cause Deku to anger and still make the same move as in canon, just he would use about let's say here 30%. Let's say 30%. Now 40% this time to attack Overhaul, as the attack would still miss and Deku would still gets hit by a spike as in canon. Of course, Deku still has his scene with Eri with Overhaul, that whole falling thing. That basically remains the same as in canon, except for Deku would call Charizard to come, catch him. And Eri, Charizard would respond to this and try and struggle out of the spikes and would begin breaking through, responding to Deku's call. would gain enough power, Mega evolving into his Y form. I don't know if I'm going to feature X, but would Mega evolve into Mega Charizard Y and break through the spikes and fly up in a flash and would grab Deku and Arian, flying them up outside from the giant hole, which Deku would thank Charizard for. Deku still gets infinite 100%, and Deku and Charizard fight overhaul, and that fight goes about the same as in canon. Also, not the same as in canon, it's just that the two absolutely and totally destroy overhaul, with Charizard finishing him off with a about supercharged solar beam from his Mega Evolution. So the arc would end the same, with the villains attacking Overhaul's ship, wherever they were escorting Overhaul with, they would just attack it, and Overhaul would still lose his hands in his quirk. I don't know, they didn't confirm that. And Night Eye would also go night night. I will gladly take my leave. Okay, moving on to the second. Well, we have an entire season cover in the last part. Anyways, the UA's festival arc that goes about as in canon in the beginning. Same performances. Charizard would be giving a roll on using his solar beam, basically to cause, like stardust, pixie dust to fall from the sky, something beautiful. I can't come up with anything. And also would try dancing, however, not really knowing how to do any of this stuff. He would be practicing this about all of the time. It also would be early in the morning where Deku would still go out to get the rope, however, Charizard would be practicing, so, can't come. And Deku would still have his encounter with Gentle Criminal, and that about plays out the same. The festival would go out for the hitch, and Eri gets to smile again. Smile for the first time. Hopefully you have enjoyed this part, and don't forget to, of course, like, comment, subscribe. Still do hope to reach 200 by the end of November, and we are about 9 away still by the recording of this. This is of course, thing where I'm recording and finishing up the movie, which you should totally go watch. Anyways, hopefully you enjoyed, and see you next time in the finale.